What's up, everybody? Welcome to another video. Welcome to Sire's Domain. And on today's video, I want to talk about Ibram X Kendi a little bit because to me, race hustler number one, Ibram X Kendi, aka Henry Rogers, is an absolute joke. And on today's video, I'm going to be telling you 3 reasons why I sincerely believe this guy's an absolute joke and is also very detrimental, not just to the black community, but to America in general. Now, before we get into any of that, please smash that like button below because it does massively help the video and I'm really appreciative of it. And if you're new, please do consider subscribing. Now, without further ado, let's get on to the 3 reasons why I sincerely believe that Ibram X Kendi is a joke. Reason number 1. About 2 years ago, Ibram X Kendi was in some sort of a summit or a conference with the Atlantic, which was called the Aspen Ideas Festival or something like that. And on that conference, Ibram X Kendi was simply asked to define what racism is. And this was his own definition of racism.
So racism, I would define it as a collection of racist policies that lead to racial inequity that are substantiated by racist ideas.
No, Henry, try again.
Sure, a collection of racist policies that lead to racial inequity that are substantiated by racist ideas.
Now, if you listen to that crowd, they laughed when he first said it because they were surprised this guy used various iterations of the same words to actually define the word that he was asked to define. He said, and I quote, "Racism is a collection of racist policies that leads to racial inequity that are substantiated by racist ideas." What does that mean? What an absolute joke. Now, this leads me to the second reason why I sincerely believe that this guy's an absolute joke. Now, reason number 2 would be this. Now, anybody that knows Ibram X Kendi knows that Ibram X Kendi has built his entire career on the premises that white people enjoy what you call white privilege. This gives white people an advantage over every other race. Hell no! This entire premises has been debunked and destroyed so many times. Now, in a bid to actually prove his own premises, he put out a post on Twitter that highlights an article from The Hill, which stated that more than a third of white students lied about their race on college applications, and about half of these applicants lied about being Native American. More than 3/4 of these students who lied about their race were accepted. This goes against the entire premises of white privilege because simply, if you had white privilege, why would you need to lie that you are of a disadvantaged community to actually get the advantage that your community automatically should have if white privilege was true? Now, he got a barrage of criticisms on Twitter. First was Kathy Young, who said, "Not a good day to be Ibram X Kendi," simply put. Now, another person was Jack Pasebic, who actually put this out so that people would know what was going on. Ibram X Kendi accidentally admits minority applicants have a better chance of getting into college and then deletes tweet. Of course, every time Ibram X Kendi is confronted, he actually folds like a wet napkin. Now, what's even more funny is that Ibram X Kendi decided to respond to these people, and here is what he had to say. Hold on to your socks, you might lose a few brain cells after this. He said, "Here is a tortured line of thinking. When white applicants think they have an advantage by lying about being a person of color, then that means they do have an advantage, which then means structural racism doesn't exist." What on earth does that mean? Like contradiction over contradiction over contradiction. I just can't even fathom what that means because when I tried, I lost a few brain cells for the sake of you guys. And I hope you guys are appreciating the sacrifices I am making for you.
Hell yeah.
Now, this leads me to the third reason why I say Ibram X Kendi is an absolute joke. About a week ago, Larry Elder challenges Ibram X Kendi by releasing a tweet, which he said, "Only in America can black victicrats," that is people who are benefiting of victimizing black people or saying black people are victims, like Ibram X Kendi, become wealthy by telling white people how they prevent black people from becoming wealthy. Is this a great country or what? In other words, only in America can race hustlers actually make money. Is this a great country or what? Now, Ibram X Kendi decided to respond to him by tweeting this. Only in America can black people become wealthy by telling white people they have 10 times the median wealth of black people because they are superior. and not racism. Now, in my personal opinion, I don't think that ever has Larry Elder ever said that, but this guy says that to his base because he knows his base is going to believe whatever he regurgitates from his mouth. And so he continues by saying, no need to finance minstrel shows anymore when they can finance Larry Elder. Ooh, burn. Minstrel show. Minstrel shows were about white people actually acting like black people on stage shows or thereabouts and portraying black people as the stereotype buffoons, idiots, or lazy people. Usually in those shows, you will see things like blackface and other racist type of things. Now, Larry Elder then does the matured and responsible thing. Instead of going on a back and forth on Twitter, how about we have a discussion? So he tweeted to Dr. Ibram X Kendi saying, I invite you on my show to discuss the root cause of black income or net worth inequality. I'll follow you. Please follow me back so we can make arrangements. Looking forward to our discussion, which I do think would benefit a lot of black people if these two could sit down and have an absolute talk, because they are supposedly supposed to be two black leaders who are coming from the opposite sides of the coin. And this is what Mr. Ibram X Kendi decided to respond to him with. I won't be joining your minstrel show, but here's a book list if you care to learn about the causes of the racial wealth gap. Instead of actually going on the discussion, this young man decides to actually try to sell books on Twitter. Classic race hustler and an absolute joke once again. So those are my three reasons. Now, why do I sincerely believe that this guy is truly dangerous, not just to the black community, but to Americans? Between these two people, who do you really think is truly a black leader and truly wants to unite Americans, blacks and whites?
Wow, that's a great question.
I want us to try to consult somebody who's highly respected in the black community, somebody whom Ibram X Kendi tried to emulate. As you well know, Ibram X Kendi changed his name from Henry Rogers to Ibram X Kendi, I think in honor of the late Malcolm X. So let's hear what late Malcolm X had to say about black leaders who are actually detrimental to black people.
If you study the structure of the Negro community, economically, politically, civically, psychologically, and otherwise, it's controlled by the white liberal, who usually poses as the friend of the Negro.
Today, you could point to a large number of Negro leaders who have consistently betrayed Negroes in a whole host of areas.
They aren't really Negro leaders. These are puppets that have been put in front of the Negro community by white liberals. These are parrots that have been put in front of the Negro community by white liberals. You can't name me a Negro leader who has been betrayed Negroes, who has not been endorsed, sanctioned, subsidized, and supported by the white liberals.
So as you can see from what Malcolm X said, it is easy to identify black leaders who are actually detrimental to black people and otherwise would be detrimental to America as a whole. He said there is no black leader that has betrayed black people that has not been endorsed, sanctioned, subsidized, and supported by the white liberals. So amongst these two people who have been sanctioned, endorsed, subsidized, and supported by white liberals, well, first of all, Ibram X Kendi received $10 million from Jack Dorsey, Twitter and Square co-founder, who donates $10 million to BCU Center for Anti-Racist Research. Gift from tech CEO, starts small philanthropic initiative, comes with no strings attached. Less than 2 months after leading scholar Ibram X Kendi launches that center, the Center for Anti-Racist in Boston University, I think, BU. So he gets 10 million from a liberal. Also, he's been endorsed by the Teachers Union. Teachers Union, we well know that they are also a liberal faction themselves. Teachers Union announces campaign to bring every student Ibram X Kendi's radical teachings. Now, you can read about this story, and this goes against the premises that Teachers Union say that things like critical race theory aren't being taught in school, or the premises of critical race theory, or the ideology of critical race theory, or what critical race theory calls for are not being taught in schools. But consistently, things like this consistently contradicts what they say. Even the woman who created critical race theory, Crenshaw, who said that it's not being taught in school, regularly holds summer camps for teachers to teach them about critical race theory to go and teach K1 through 12. And I can give you proof of that on another video, or even if I have it right now, I'll place it on the screen before you so that you can see that. This is the reason why these people are so dangerous, because these kids are growing up not knowing how to think, but are being told what to think. Anyways, you guys, these are my 3 reasons why I believe that Ibram X Kendi is an absolute joke, but also at the same time very, very detrimental, not just to black people, but America in general. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, please feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Ding that bell for notification, and I'll be seeing you guys on the next one. Take care of yourself. Peace. And Saya's out of here. Catch you guys later. Bye-bye.